Hello, babies.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you, Irene. What's up, boys?
Hey, long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. In days past, I would change my hat for continuity when we do different shows on the same night.
Ray used to change his shirts
Yeah, but that was sweat related.
That's
Is it
true.
cooler up there?
in chicken grease.
It's like 68 today, 69. Nice.
Nice. Couple layers of shame glaze, just all gathered up on the chest. Had to change over.
Yeah. Not
That's
today.
a Louis C.K. joke. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about Louis C.K. jokes.
No,
anymore.
he made a comeback.
Yeah.
I thought I got canceled.
No, I mean, dude, all he did was jack off on the phone with someone on the line. Come on, who hasn't done that?
Knowingly.
I mean, no, I've never done that not knowingly. That's just creepy.
That's where Bill draws the line.
Bill, are you writing things down?
Yeah, off the top of my head, real quick.
What do you have to write down?
What do you have to write down?
No, I'm just.
The whole idea of this show coming up was the exercise of
No,
me
I
not
know.
having to do anything, and Ray having to do the work. Not that I would have had to do anything, because these are all in my head because I watch the game of baseball and pay attention to what's going
Well,
on.
that's what I'm writing in my head on paper. Right? You think I did work for this? No, I'm just going off the top of my fucking head.
Oh, you've never done work for this ever. 2 years in, you've never done a damn thing other than show up here.
On-air personality. That's all he is.
On-air personality, hot take artist, Billy
That's it.
Trashcan.
Billy Bombs.
Okay, well, let's get into it. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, Fat Tuesday edition. Dr. Big Mac's top 10 MLB players of 2021. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, rate, review. If you're listening on the podcast, do the same. Wherever you listen to the podcast, give us a review and tell your friends. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, July
21st.
20th. I got to get this new intro down. That was really clunky. Sorry. Welcome to the show. Fat Tuesdays. Welcome. What are we drinking? We're always drinking White Birch Brewing. Ray, what's your beer there?
Something a lot more interesting.
That's the 11%er.
That's what if you want to time travel on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m., drink that.
Okay, so this is what I fully expect. We just had a pre-show meeting before this. Next Saturday, we'll be doing some recording because of some events that Bill and I have going on. Ray has no life, so he's always available.
I just cancel everything.
I expect Saturday morning you to be drinking something a lot more interesting when we do our show from White Birch Brewing down on Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
The good side of Amherst Street. If you can get down to the brewery, do it. They got a good spot down there. They got good flights. They got good pints. They got merchandise. If you see it in the stores, pick it up. Wherever you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. Okay, Ray, this is actually more of like a Sunday social hour kind of
This is like a fucking Sunday. I'm going to laugh at Ray all day. That's what this is.
No, this is a Tuesday. It's going to kick off the most forgettable day of the week, Tuesday.
Boom. That's it. So let's make this memorable, Ray. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to start with 10. You're going to go 10-1, and you're going to give us your top 10 baseball players in the game right now. And Bill and I are going to critique the picks.
Injuries or no injuries?
Right now, today, as of July 20th.
This should be interesting. And let me just ask you, how much Google research did you do today, Ray?
None.
Bullshit.
Well, I guess we're going to find out.
He's getting a little
defensive.
smarter.
This is it. This is his time to
Look
shine.
at how fucking
This is his time to shine.
Look at how
This
shiny
would be
those
like me
cheeks
talking
are.
soccer for a whole show.
Hey, Billy on the Pitch was probably one of the greatest segments we've had on this show.
Billy on the pitch was surprisingly excellent. That was actually he came through.
My jaw dropped when you started.
Look
spewing out that
at how
information.
good Bill hot take artist could be if you put in just a little bit of work. He had to do just a little bit of work to get that soccer knowledge, and he blew us away. Instead, we get Rain Man just pulling out shit off the top of his head. All right, Ray, let's begin. Let's start with number 10. You're obviously give us the name and the why, and if we're not laughing, we'll go from there.
All right. So at number 10, I'm going to do a homer pick, and my only homer pick of the whole top 10. I'm going Xander Bogaerts, shortstop for our Boston Red Sox. He's hitting 318 right now, great average, 15 home runs, 51 RBIs, I believe. So yeah, he's the face of the franchise for the Red Sox. Xander Bogaerts at number 10, I think, is fitting for him.
This is a good one to start out with, but it's hard to critique. It's going to be easier to say, okay, number 9, is Xander better than him or not better than him?
Until we see number 9.
Until we see number 9. I will just say this.
Damn
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I don't have
Xander Bogaerts stats off the top of your head. Your Google research, you're already clicking on tabs across your fucking screen right now.
Go put my hands up the rest of the show.
And I don't have Xander Bogaerts in my top 10 MLB players. No.
Interesting.
I don't have him there.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's me. I had to have a homer pick, and
I thought you were going to go.
I did 1 through 9, and I got to number
one.
10. I got to number 10. I was just like, oh fuck it, just put Xander here.
I thought you were going to Devers.
It was either I was going to do a split, but I didn't want you guys yelling at me. So
right now, July 20th, 2021 MLB season, Rafael Devers is probably the better player. Probably.
More home runs, more hits. What's he, number 2 in RBIs?
Yeah.
Right up there in runs.
Not
The
number 2 in RBIs.
the defense has been bad, but it's getting
Or
better.
it's in runs. He was leading in one of those categories, and I think Vlad just passed him.
He's not leading in any categories, and he's not second in any categories.
No Google research.
No
Google research.
Oh,
Okay, Ray, number 9. Go ahead.
Number 9, first baseman for the Oakland Athletics, Matt Olson. He's top 25 in every category, and he's helping Oakland be in second place in the AL West right now. So Matt Olson, he has 288 average, 22 home runs, 60 RBIs, 955 OPS. Going Matt Olson here.
You drafted this fucking guy in your 10-year draft too. How old is he?
28.
Dude, oh God, Ray.
Who would you put at number 9, Bill?
Not Matt Olson.
Matt Olson? Matt Olson.
Yeah.
I would take Devers over Olson.
I didn't want to. I couldn't put too many Boston players in here because you guys would yell at me. So therefore, I didn't.
Devers would go over Olson.
I'm putting Xander over Olson. I'm putting Xander Bogaerts over Olson. He plays a more important position.
Well.
Okay, keep going.
All right, number 8, Max Scherzer. 7-4. He did get the start for the NL this year. 2.66 ERA, 134 Ks, and an 8.88 WHIP. I mean, it's Max Scherzer. He had a little trouble with the sticky icky, but now he's back on track. So I would take Max Scherzer here.
I thought you said Mac at first, which
No,
I thought
Max.
was going to be. You know what? This is actually a surprising development for me. I thought for sure you were not going to include any pitchers.
Oh.
I thought one.
I thought for sure you were going to go without putting any pitchers in there. Max Scherzer.
Even at 36, I think he's still one of the best pitchers in the game.
Is he a top 3 pitcher in the league right now?
No.
Top 10?
Well, just in pitchers. Just in pitchers, is Max Scherzer a top 3 pitcher in the league?
No. He's up there. He's a top 10, but he's not a top 3.
I only got 4 pitchers on my list.
You have
You have 4 more?
You have 4 pitchers?
Yeah.
All right, let's go through the list a little bit faster because it's going to be eye-opening who you leave off this thing.
Okay, the next one is to get Bill back on my good graces. First baseman for the Atlanta Braves, Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
Bill didn't make a smirk, didn't laugh, he's shaking his head a little bit. So I don't know. He's just consistent. He's a consistent player every year. 31. This year he's consistent.
I'd probably have him in that 9 or 10 range, maybe the 10 to 15 range.
No. You're fine with the first one. You said 9 to 10.
No, somewhere in that range. I mean, Freddie Freeman's a solid player. He was hitting 221 in May, and now he's hitting 280. You know, he's Gold Glove first baseman. I mean, he's disgusting, and he's still under 30 years old. He's one of the best players.
Tough start to the year.
He's hitting 280 right now. He's over 20 home runs, 50 RBIs, 50 runs, 5 or 6 steals or some shit like that.
He was
Ooh,
a hit.
I love me Freddie Freeman.
He was a hit mic'd up at the All-Star game talking about his kid meeting Francisco Lindor, which
Tatis.
Tatis.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the name Lindor. We'll see if Tatis gets on this list. Ray, go ahead. Number 6.
Number 6, the New York Yankees, Garrett Cole. He leads the Major League Baseball in Ks with 158, 2.63 ERA, 10-4 record, which is third best in the Major League Baseball, and 0.94 WHIP.
Garrett Cole's got to be up there. The sticky icky situation has really fucked up all of pitching in the analyzing which pitchers are good and having good years or not. On Monday's show, we talked about Garrett Cole having back-to-back really good starts, but he's been up and down since the sticky icky, and I can't forgive him for his tear-filled fucking press conferences.
Gee golly.
It's just so hard. It's just so hard. Okay, number 5.
All right, this one I think I'm going to get a lot of shit for, but when I was doing some research, he was up there. So
what research?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's all off the top of my head. For the Washington Nationals, shortstop Trey Turner. No, Bill doesn't like it. Phil didn't like it. I don't know. He's got a great
number 5.
I think I'm gonna cross that one off.
Trey Turner.
Can I put Devers there instead?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Trey Turner.
Google brought me down a bad path. We're gonna go Devers there.
Oh,
for everything you guys said.
Before. No. Tell us why. Tell us why Trey Turner lands in number 5.
Well, for Rafael Devers playing third base, he's been leading all of the Red Sox.
Whatever. Fuck you. I want to hear what Google told you about Trey Turner that you put him at 5.
Well, funny story. I was doing some research, and then I did some more research on top fantasy players because I thought that would catch Bill's attention. And he's like up in the top 5 for fucking fantasy players.
Oh God, that's the most ridiculous explanation I've ever heard. Trey Turner's in there, number 5.
Dude, you got 5. You got 4 spots left. I'm looking at my list of top 10. Like 9.
My 4, I guarantee make up for it.
Okay.
I put it. So my list, I include injured players because they're still in the game. I don't care. They're still where they are.
Cool story,
yeah.
Bill. Cool.
No, I'm just saying if we're going to the best players in baseball.
Okay.
All right, you're up to the 4 worst picks you've probably ever had.
Number 4, I have Fernando Tatis Jr. 296 average, 28 home runs, 64 RBIs, and 22 stolen bases. He's only 22 years old. Top moneymaker in the Major League Baseball, and one of my favorite players to watch. He's just very exciting. I love Fernando Tatis Jr.
Fernando Tatis Jr. coming in at number 4. This is a like a Skip Bayless professional troll list.
Shannon Sharp.
What would you put him at, number 1?
He's a Fernando Tatis Jr.
Top 3 player right now.
Got to be a top 3 player.
Ooh, well, he's just on the Cups.
And you did. All right, never mind.
This is what I mean. Of course, you got him on the list. So good. But when it comes to a trolling, you see, this is what you'd put in the headline of the article, and then you got to pay to read the rest of the article. Fernando Tatis Jr. lands at 4, and everyone goes, "What the fuck?" Because you got 1 through 3.
Clickbait, baby.
I gotta read this.
I already know who's number 1 is.
I'm gonna out of this guy's mouth.
Don't say it yet, Bill.
I know. I'm just gonna write it in already.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, at number 3, I have
Nomar Garcia lands at number 1. I'm gonna shit.
Well, I just didn't want to spoiler alert, but thanks a lot, Rich.
Okay.
Number 3, New York Mets starting pitcher Jacob deGrom. If he pitched anywhere else, this guy would be a fucking, I don't know, best pitcher in baseball because the Mets can't score him any runs. He doesn't have a lot of wins.
He already is the best pitcher in baseball.
I'm just saying.
Doesn't matter where he is.
I'm just saying if he had more run support, he'd have more wins. Blah blah blahs. He never has.
He'd be in a conversation for. He'd be in a greatest of all time conversation.
Yes.
With the
this is Pedro-esque. His prime run with the Sox and that first season the last season with Montreal when he won the NL Cy Young.
Yeah.
From basically 97 to 2003, that stretch he had was some 99, especially 99 and 2000 was the best stretch we've ever seen. And now DeGrom's putting up numbers better, just as good, if
certainly
not
put it
better.
up better.
1.08 ERA right now.
He's certainly
One
put it up better. I mean,
1.08 ERA right now.
if Verlander, and he's been dealing with muscle tightness and injuries
Yeah,
for the
his
whole year.
shoulder injury, I don't know, oblique, I think he had.
Verlander got the MVP and Cy Young. What year? That was he up for that?
2006.
Was it
When the Tigers went to the World Series, right?
That part doesn't matter. The greater point is to raise if his team was good in fighting for World Series or high playoff positions, he would be in the conversation for MVP and Cy Young. He should be. But because your team doesn't win as much as it should, I know the Mets are in first place this year, but we know that they don't have a very strong team.
Yeah.
He's a generational. He's an absolute generational talent. So top 3, good pick.
Thanks, Bill.
I'd probably slide him at 4, maybe 5. I'd probably put him. I'd probably put DeGrom a little further down the list. All my top 5 was all hitters.
All right. So who do you think I have at number 1?
Ohtani.
So at number 2, I have Vlad Guerrero Jr. He leads all major categories with homers, RBIs, and average right now. So, and chicks dig the long ball, so why wouldn't you want him at number 2? He's going to be one of the faces of the MLB pretty soon. Give him a few more years and get him out of Toronto. He'll probably be the face of the Major League Baseball.
Okay.
No, nothing you don't like.
No, we just get to number 1 because we know.
Shohei Ohtani, the most exciting player in Major League Baseball. The only thing that I would want to watch the All-Star game because the guy was hitting and pitching. He can hit dingers. He can strike people out. Shohei Ohtani, number 1.
The number 1 player in baseball is Shohei Ohtani.
Who's going to be the MVP? Shohei
Ohtani.
Shohei. Get your Japanese right.
Shohei Ohtani. It's hard to argue this year. I don't want to put him there because I don't.
Wasn't this a list, the 2021 list?
Yeah, it is the 2021 list. But I
understand. It's hard to agree with Ray.
It's hard to do that kind
together.
It's hard to do that kind of list and not take into consideration the history of the player and kind of what they're all about. Ohtani certainly has taken the world by storm. I don't know if it's something that can be consistent. His power is unbelievable. I don't know. His team fucking blows. Like how he's a good pitcher. He's not a great pitcher. And obviously he leads. In terms of power, he's one of the best power hitters in the game right now.
Did he have Tommy John surgery though?
I don't know if he
last year. I think he had Tommy John surgery. No,
he came back last year. He's been in the league 4 years. He got hurt. Yeah, he had Tommy John.
I actually just talked myself out of it. He's not the number 1 player in baseball. He doesn't do enough to impact the game other than his bat to be the number 1 player in baseball. He doesn't run. He doesn't field. The idea of being a pitcher and a hitter is there's a novel aspect to it, and that's what's cool. And it's Babe Ruth kind of. No one's done it like this since Babe Ruth. But I don't
that's
think
not sustainable in the league.
Even just this year, if we're talking about this year, he doesn't affect the game from a pitcher in the same way that
he's an overrated pitcher. His ERA is almost 4. He has 1+ pitch. What his split finger fastball is like unhittable. It's the most unhittable pitch in baseball. But other than that, I mean, the Yankees lit him up earlier this year. He had 9 runs, I think, in an inning or 2/3 of an inning.
What's his average right now, Ray?
He's in like 265, 270, somewhere right around
273, which is 50th in Major League Baseball.
I got to tell you something. 273, and I get that he's got almost 40 dingers already.
He's got 33 at least, and 72 RBIs.
That doesn't put you at number 1 on my list. It doesn't put you in top 5 of my list, frankly. 273.
I have him at least 7th on mine.
At least.
Potentially lower.
Potentially.
Bill, who do you leave off?
Hold on. No. I want to hear his list. I don't want to hear who I left off.
Okay.
You want my list?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I included injured players, so Mike Trout still the best player in all baseball. Ronald Acuna, I'm sliding him at number 2. Just went down torn ACL for Atlanta, but he's another 23-year-old fucking stud outfielder.
Yeah, but that's stupid. He's not going to be playing the rest of the season.
I went with best players in the league. Tatis at number 3.
Oh, you're going. This is reverse order.
Oh, sorry. I just went down the top of the list.
Hold on. Go ahead.
4, Juan Soto from the
Not
Washington
having-
Nationals.
Not having Juan Soto on this list is criminal.
It's very criminal. He's a stud. So I slided him in at 4. And honestly, the top 4 could pretty much be interchangeable on pretty much any list. You know, if Trout's healthy, he's going to be better than all of them. That's the way he is. Number 5, I'm sliding in Vlad Guerrero here. I love Vlad. He's a triple crown, chasing a triple crown right now. Leads the majors in RBIs, batting average, and he's second to Ohtani in home runs. Excuse me. Number 6, I'm going one pitcher here, DeGrom. I'm going to slide DeGrom as the 6th best player in baseball. I'll slide Ohtani in number 7. And I know he's having a kind of down year at number 8, but I still think Mookie Betts is a top 10 player in baseball. Number 9.
Down year. Best. You guys laughed at my shit, and he's putting Mookie Betts on there, top 10.
Mookie Betts doesn't belong in the top 10.
Thank you.
Still top 10 player. Keep going.
That Mookie Betts, that ranking is purely based on what he did in the past. He blows this year.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Freddie Freeman. Number 10, Devers. That's where I'm going.
I didn't make a list. Let me tell you the atrocities here. Matt Olson, what the fuck, Ray?
Terrible.
What the fuck? I mean,
Trey
come on.
Turner, dude.
That was a troll job.
I didn't have
Trey Turner.
I didn't have Trey Turner.
Trey Turner at number
I had
5
Rafael
is
Devers at number 5.
Ridiculous. Max Scherzer on this list is ridiculous. Garrett Cole on this list does not belong here. The only pitcher on this list, Bill's right, is Jake DeGrom. It's the only pitcher that belongs here. Garrett Cole.
And you take hitting before pitching. You don't put DeGrom top 3.
He's only playing one side of the ball. He doesn't hit.
And leaving Juan Soto off is like
Unbelievable.
unbelievably dumb.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Did you in your non-Google research, did Juan Soto just not come up?
He didn't lead in any stats, so I didn't put him in there.
Oh, you only went by guys that lead stats, huh?
No. Obviously not. Matt Olson didn't lead in stats. I just threw him in there.
Matt Olson. This guy fucking loves Matt Olson. He can't go anywhere without.
This is my 10-year, $10,000 a year bet.
Can't go anywhere without his binky Matt Olson.
Not my binky, you mean?
Yeah, the injury sucks. Acuna going down sucks.
Acuna's a top 3 player.
Yeah, but he's
He is
league
when
when
he's
he's-
healthy. But
when
I
he's-
agree with Ray on this. We told him it was this year, so tough to put. Like I said, it's tough to put parameters on this type of list.
Either way, you left Juan Soto off. Your list is very invalid, Ray.
So is yours
No, the
Mookie
list
Betts?
is clearly invalid. You got Matt Olson and fucking Trey Turner. Trey Turner comes in at 5. You got 3 pitchers on the list.
I don't know how many times.
Of
Your
course
ears
the
blocked.
list
I
is
said
invalid.
Rafael Devers. at 5.
Xander doesn't belong in the top 10.
Probably not. But I will give you the homer pick because it is Dr. Big Mac's list, and you have to have a homer pick. I would have liked to see him higher, frankly, based on the homerism.
I didn't want to get yelled at, but clearly.
Well,
either way.
it's hard to go over Trey Turner at number 5 there, Rich.
Thank you, Bill. finally coming on my way.
It's tough
It's
passing.
very hard, yeah. Speaking of guys that get
Cycle-hitting
hurt
Trey Turner.
speaking of guys that get hurt all the time, I was like, oh, when he was like, yeah, so I'm going Washington Nationals, I was like, oh, Soto here.
So 5.
And then he goes,
little
Trey,
low, little
little
low for
low.
Soto.
Trey Turner.
He's a shortstop.
Oh shit.
Where do you put? Where does No, I hate this guy. I hate him and I hate the player. But where does Machado fall? Is he just outside?
on the Cups?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably slide Machado in for bets on honestly in my list, just the way he's been playing this year. He's having a great year. That San Diego Padres team's fun to watch.
Stacked, man. Absolutely stacked.
Yeah. No, the other thing we didn't talk about was the shooting in there the other night.
From Washington.
Yeah.
Well,
Three people got shot. Yeah,
It didn't count as mass shooting, so
That's fucking right down Bill's alley.
click clack.
That happens every day in the kingdom.
Ray, I have to ask you, in your non-Google search, just in your navigation throughout your baseball mind, was this good for you for the game of baseball to gather a little bit more information, learn a little bit more about the players in this league,
Yes.
understand where it's coming from? The Trey Turners and the Matt Olsons are now on your radar. Was that a good exercise for you?
Great exercise. I thank you for the 2 hours I spent doing that.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
I think the format was a little bit tough. The format was a little bit tough to follow because I kept giving him the benefit of the doubt throughout every pick. And they're not all bad picks. I mean, Freeman belongs in there. Tatis Jr. you got in there. DeGrom, and Guerrero. So
all right.
You got
well, Max Scherzer, no.
No, I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3. You got 5. Half your list
50%
belonged in the top 10.
Thank you.
Half your list belonged in the top 10.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. It's better than 40.
Bill, not counting injured players, not counting Trout or not counting Acuna, who do you slide in at number 1 right now?
Ooh, probably Tatis or Vlad Guerrero. One of the, I think you can't go wrong with 1A and 1B with either of those two guys. Cause I mean, again, Vlad's 22, 23 years old, chasing a triple crown. Miguel Cabrera is the last one to do that. But before that, it was Yastrzemski in 67. So it's a pretty rare thing to do. And he's right there. And then Tatis, I think he's third in the MLB in home runs. So he's right in that category. I mean, you got 3 guys that could potentially hit 60 home runs this year.
Yeah, I'm a Tatis guy in that because I take into consideration him playing shortstop, center field, boost your well, I guess baseball nerds would call it WAR, but it boosts your importance level to me. There are positions on the baseball diamond that are more important than others. Shortstop and center field, call me a traditionalist, are 2 of them for me. So Tatis lands there.
You go Vlad 2 then?
I was just looking at Juan Soto's stats. I mean, yeah, you have to go Vlad. He's having.
If you went on stats alone, it's Vlad.
He's having that type of year. For me, Soto's got to be in the top 5. So it's based on this year, Shohei and Juan Soto somewhere in that top 5, and then DeGrom probably closes out the top 5, something like that.
And honestly, I know he only played a half season, but you can even at this time, I mean, Juan Acuna could even slide in the top 10. I know he's going to be hurt for the rest of the year, but just look at his stats. I mean, he played the majority of the year and he was a stud.
Yeah, absolute stud. But yeah, non-injuries involved. Soto's got to be in your top 5. Otani's probably got to be in your top 5.
I think I had Soto. I think I took him first in our fantasy draft. But
who cares?
No, I'm in ours. You fuck.
Yeah, we care about that.
Oh, that one we care about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went Soto. So I mean, you can go top 3. Somewhere with Acuna, Trout, Soto. I mean, all those guys they're all in the same mold. And Soto started slow this year too. That's why Ray doesn't hear about him. But if you look at, he's hitting the cover off the ball since June.
He's hitting 295 now.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
In center field, great glove, good speed. And what is he? 22?
22, 23. They're all right around there. Acuna, Soto might be the youngest one because he was 18 or 19 in 2017, 2016 when they won.
Yeah.
When did they win?
That wasn't that long ago. It was
17.
COVID fucked me up. Might have been 17.
No, 16 because Astros won in 17, Sox won in 18. Right, so they won right before that. Yeah, so he's probably like 23, 24 in that range.
Either way, a lot of young talent in baseball, and a lot of that young talent belongs on the top 10 in the league. Kudos to you, Ray, for getting 50% of the list as
Thank you. Appreciate
respectable. Trey Turner and Matt Olson will never go away.
Neither will Max Scherzer.
Max Scherzer was tough.
He turned on the All-Star game to see Ohtani, and he's like, "Oh, Max Scherzer, that's on my top 10. Oh, I saw him in the All-Star game."
See, Bill's figuring it out.
Dude, if you want to pick Corbin Burns, could have went over him. Come on.
There's a guy from Milwaukee I was going to put on there.
Do you want to tell him, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Corbin Burns.
That's the guy.
This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show, Fat Tuesday edition. Dr. Big Mac's top 10 MLB players list. That was fun. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Fun for who? You?
3-0 Yankees. Bottom of the fifth. Was that not fun for you, Ray?
No.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Trey Turner, you had to know that wasn't right.
He's a fine player.